Yeah, we back finally. 3 months later, dude, that's crazy. Obviously, you can see we in the new studio now, so that was where a lot of the time went. I'll be honest, most of it, I just wanted to kind of reevaluate this stuff and take a mental break. I also really want to say thanks for 100K because really all I can say at this point is it's a blessing, bro. I mean, I really appreciate it. Thank y'all so much, genuinely. So obviously, let's go ahead and get into the video. Just 8 tips and tricks to make your beats better. The last one did amazing, so obviously we're gonna do another one. I had 3 months to think of these, man, so you know it's gonna be good. Let's go ahead and get into the video. Alright, so I've been working on this track with this dude called Soda. He's honestly super talented, like, dude.
Somebody like you ain't worth it. I can't help it. I'm addicted to all the habits die. I can't go.
I wanted to break down a few of the effects in this. You can really like utilize a lot of this same concept that I'm about to show you in other areas. And it's this really cool underwater trick that I've been doing in a lot of tracks. I do it in beats, I do it in songs. My favorite place to use it is with vocals.
But when you fall out, that's why you wanna be around here, cause it fail out. Trying hard to gaslight me.
Just ignore the vocals. I'm still gonna break down the vocal part, but the most important part I wanted to show you guys is add stuff like this in your beats. This stuff makes artists go crazy. You add it right before a drop, and then it drops into the next part of the beat. Dude, perfect. Let's start with the obvious. These water effects are really important, bro. I'll actually leave these in the description, but they're splice sounds. If you don't have splice, what are you doing, bro? Go on Splice, search water effects. Fade it out right here with the knobs, and then you want to find like a whoosh. And then the most important part is this bubbly effect. You want to find something like that, you can just find the regular water sound and filter it, or you can just like find one that already sounds like that, and that's what I did anyway. And then of course you're going to want to add a beat filter. Super simple. Just for the sake of the tutorial, I'm going to explain it anyway. EQ, set it to this mode specifically, like the little curve right there, and then this knob right here, you'll see it pulls it back. So what you're going to want to do is right click and click create automation clip. Create a little automation clip to kind of pull that down. But just real quick for the vocals, what I did do to get that nice, like wavy, like spacious sound.
Here comes a failure, trying hard to gaslight me.
I just had like an ad-lib channel. If you want to know how I mix my vocals, it's all basically the same. I have this tutorial right here. All that I did differently is just add this filter at the very end. And then this right here, this is just the simple like main vocal chain.
Because of failure,
I just faded it out. This right here is where I added like the special effects. What you're going to want to use for this is Portal. Portal is the secret, bro. No, but this is without the portal. You'll see right here, this is just the main vocal chain right here. So after all of that,
here comes a failure, trying hard to gaslight me. Around here comes a failure, trying hard to gaslight me.
Imagine the vocals are like a violin. You could do this with a violin. Just do it like right before the beat drops. Anyway. That also kind of leads into my next tip here. Export phrases and layer them with Portal effects. Don't just run the entire sound through Portal. Duplicate it first and then run it through Portal. That's the point that I'm trying to get across here. Pretend this vocal right here is like a piece of a violin phrase you got going on. Export one section of the violin phrase, all right? This is like so simple. Drop a Portal on it. Anything by HCE, bro. Grain textures, grain synthesis. You're not removing anything. You're just adding a duplicate with a Portal on it.
Keep waiting.
It's like a really cool delay. If you're an engineer and you use Portal on your vocals, bro, since not a lot of engineers are really doing that, you're really gonna blow your artist away, but you can really use this on anything, man. I did the same thing over here. I just exported this part right here.
Yo, you ain't worth that.
Right here, from the Gatekeep Sounds by Prod Infinite. Love that guy. This tip is also pretty self-explanatory, but really puts you so far ahead of the game, man. You're gonna be able to pump out a lot more beats, and your chances of that beat getting used by an artist is gonna be a lot higher. Often, in my experience of working with artists, the main like deciding factor on whether they're gonna use a beat or not is often the melody. What you're gonna wanna do, export the same beat with like 2 or 3 different melodies. I do like 4. I drag and drop like 4 different melodies, right? And I'll export all of those. Artists don't really be having a problem with the drums like that, you know? It's always typically the melody. You know, they just want like a different vibe, you know what I'm saying? But the drums will still fit on a different vibes. So the best way to really maximize your workflow, as soon as you're done cooking up a beat, find another melody that fits it. Either one of your own melodies, make another melody to it, like a completely different vibe. Just keep the same drums though. I just use loops here just to make it quick. But I also added this other melody. Of course, you're gonna have to edit the root notes just a little bit, but send them with like V1, V2, V3, V4 versions. That way they can kind of click through. You can pump out a crap load of beats, bro. Just real quick though, make sure to follow me on Instagram. I'm gonna do a video soon on like the Instagram question sticker thing, like ask me questions and stuff like that. I'll try to get other people on to answer them. So for example, if you guys have like a specific industry question, I'm gonna get somebody who specializes in only industry stuff to hop on and answer it. We're gonna be doing a lot of stuff like that. So this next one is like kind of a rundown on one method to make one shots. Find two one shots. I'm just gonna use my own one shots I've already made. Find two that sound good together. Let's say pitch down the other one. Route that to a mixer. This is how I'll be making ambient one shots. Find the Portal preset. All right, what you're gonna wanna do is cut the tail. You wanna completely change the sound. So get an Edison, put it on the master, all right? Click on record. Like right there, and then move the attack up a little bit. And then at this point, we can do stuff like stretch it. Whenever you stretch a sound, use E3 mono, by the way. And then what you can do is just like pitch it up or something. You could really use the same concept on a lot of things. All right, we'll do EFX fragments. Plugin by Arturia. I'm not even sure what in the world it is, bro, but it works. You can just use it to make pads, like right there, boom. Like this right here. Let's take that right there. We can take that and we can start adding some effects to it. So the big three that I use are Guitar Rig, EFX Fragments, and Portal. And then we can do like a delay. Just something like that. There's your one shot. Number 5, and this is going to be more of a concept than like something I can show you on screen, but cook up over speakers and with people, man. This one is super important. It's something a lot of people overlook, but if you ever find yourself overthinking, probably because you're wearing headphones all the time. That's a hot take, I know. Sometimes when you're wearing headphones, you hear a little bit too much detail. You're listening to the little things like, oh, that snare isn't fat enough. See, when you're cooking up over these studio monitors, you're just vibing, you know what I mean? You end up using 808s that you wouldn't use before. And then once you finish the beat and you're like, yeah, this is hard, and put the headphones on, you're like, whoa, this actually is hard. You kept on going with it, and then it turned out to actually be fire. The two main speakers that I recommend, and I recommend you just save up for them, the KRK Rocket series or the Yamaha HS5, HS7, HS8. Personally, I prefer the Yamahas. And one last thing I want to debunk about studio monitors though is your room does not need to be treated if you're just cooking up beats, bro. If you're mixing, that's different. You need like good acoustics for that. This room is not treated. I know there's like stuff hanging on the wall. That stuff ain't doing crap, bro. Do not buy that stuff, by the way. Just go ahead and get you an actual like acoustic panel, bro, or just build one. But it doesn't matter, bro. You see all these people like 𝕃𝕄𝔸𝕆 cooking up in the kitchen with the studio monitors, bro. Unless you're mixing, you don't need to worry about bass response and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like you work on that later, fix that later. So yeah, just give it some thought. If you struggle with beat block, this might be for you. All right, next one is Edison chopping. I don't know if there's probably not an actual name for it or not, and it's like essential for me. Let me just open up an old loop here. First thing you're gonna wanna do if you want this to work, you're gonna wanna export your melody, all right? However long it is, doesn't matter. You wanna export the melody into your playlist. You're gonna wanna click this right here, drop down, disrecording, render arm tracks to WAV files. You know the drill. This is fire and all, but I feel like we need some variations. You're gonna wanna double click on that file, right click it, and then edit an audio editor. You're gonna wanna go to the master chain where that Edison opened up. You're gonna wanna drag it down to the bottom. Because when you right click it and then click on edit an audio clip, it's gonna open up an Edison on your master like you just saw. Open up another Edison right underneath that Edison. You're gonna wanna click record. You see this button right here? Some kind of like tape thing, and it allows you to speed up and slow down and pitch up and pitch down the sample. And if you check out the other Edison, if you did it right, you'll notice that it'll be recorded right here. You're gonna wanna hop in here and make some chops. Another cut right there. So here was the original. And here's the other one. I rendered this out right here, and you will have to pitch it and stretch it because sometimes it'll be just like half a semitone off pitch. And you know what? Let me speed it up just a little bit. Anyway, back to just pitch correcting it. This part is really important because you're going to run into this. And I do that with this pitch knob right here. It definitely ain't perfect, but it's good enough to put 808s on. Another way to kind of tell the pitch is to open it up in another editor, regions, detect pitch regions. It'll kind of tell you which note you're closest to. And then from there, you want to take this pitch knob and kind of just fine tune it in. Alright, so the next tip is actually about our sponsor. It's a unique one called the 𝕊𝕆𝔹𝕆 app. So it was created by a Grammy award-winning and multi-platinum producer. Let me bust out the wired Apple earbuds, bro. You know what I'm saying? So when you first open the app, obviously you're going to see like a login screen where you sign up and like create an account and all that kind of stuff. Your melodies are going to show up right here. So if you'd like a melody, what you can do is you can swipe right. And what that does is it saves your melody. It'll be saved right there. And if you don't like it, swipe left. That is crazy. Alright, so if you like a melody and you want to cook up with it instantly, what you can do is swipe up, alright? And what that's going to do is it's going to send it to your email. But here it is. You get this email right here, and you can click on the little link right there, and it will download the melody. It's that simple. Sort by filter. So for example, if you want like, let's say, dark vibe. That's the one right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to swipe right to save it. I'm going to go back in here to save melodies. You can check them at the end of the day and click on send melodies. Boom, you got them. It's honestly really neat, not going to lie. And if you swipe down, you get to see all the details. So for example, you see the producer. You can see about the producer. Some other details about it though, it's completely free to download for the 30-day trial. After that though, it's $8 a month, but you get unlimited access to thousands of loops with new ones being added every single month. These are all like actual loop creators too, by the way, with like actual credits for the most part. So yeah, I thought that app was pretty cool. On to the next step. Alright, and the last one is just super quick. It's just like a workflow tip that I found really helpful. This right here. Just the auto hide thing. It's something that I think a lot of producers should really consider. View auto hide right here. Alright, another thing that you can do is you can literally just drag it out. You can expand it, click on auto hide anywhere on the screen. So if you want to sound, drag it over there. Simple as that. It's something to think about. I noticed Synthetic has this screen over here. If you want to customize your FL, dragging around and moving this thing is an option. It's something that I definitely take advantage of sometimes when I need more space on my screen. All right, if you guys got something from the video, please let me know in the comments, man. Again, I want to say thank you so much for 100K. Definitely drop in the comments what videos you guys want next because, yo, I'm down to anything, man. So yeah, till next time.